along all that. Here we find, so this is like 52 AD, somewhere in that range, so maybe 22 years or so after Christ's resurrection. Keeping the law as a necessity for salvation is being taught. Works salvation. How about 3 John, verses 9 and 10? Third John, single chapter book, verses 9 and 10. I wrote unto the church, but Diotrephes, who loveth to have the preeminence among them, receiveth us not. Wherefore, if I come, I will remember his deeds which he doeth, prating against us with malicious words, and not content therewith, neither does he himself receive the brethren, and forbiddeth them that would, and casteth them out of the church. Of course, you can't spiritually cast them out of the church, but you cast them out of that local assembly. Revelation 2, verse 6. But this thou hast, that thou hatest the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. The doctrine of the Nicolaitans are those who are victorious or dominant, ruling over the common people. Now, this is written here, Revelation, somewhere between maybe 90 and 96 AD, so, 65, 6, 7, 8 years, somewhere in that range after Christ's. So again, a generation later, now you've got, the beginning of ecclesiastical hierarchy taking over within the church. An ecclesiastical hierarchy over the members of the church. Pastors and bishops begin to start assuming an authority over the members that is not scriptural. 1 Peter 5. 1 Peter 5. And we're looking at verses 1 through 4. The elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder and a witness of the sufferings of Christ, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed. Feed the flock of God which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind, neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being ensamples to the flock. And when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away. It began to extend itself, and it went beyond singular local assemblies to them taking authority over several local assemblies, and then on to regions and territories. When you're a bishop or an archbishop in the Roman Catholic Church, you have control over a large swath of territory. Revelation 2:9, this is Smyrna. Okay, we'll look at that one. That Smyrna fits into the period of 200 to about 350 AD, so right at the beginning of the Church of Rome. Revelation 2:9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them, which say they are Jews, and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Now here we find those who are now claiming to have taken the place of the Jews, literally, but are stated plainly by the Lord himself to be of the synagogue of Satan. That's why I refer to the Church of Rome as the Church of Satan. This is why in Roman Catholicism, the spiritual leaders are all priests. Now, in the Church of Jesus Christ, every believer is a priest and can approach unto God at will. We're told that plainly. They claim all the promises and they claim all the blessings that God has made to Israel, as well as counterfeiting the Judean religion. And so by the time we get to Pope Constantine in 325 AD, we find these three foundational elements of Roman Catholicism firmly in place: a works-based salvation, an ecclesiastical hierarchy, and claiming that God is done with Israel and that we are now both spiritual and literal Israel before God. And of course, those are the three of the things that got argued there not long after Constantine declared Christianity. He said it was Christianity. Now the official religion of the Roman Empire, that they called the First Council of Nicaea in 325. I mean, shortly after. And those are three of the things that got argued there. And, a lot of the churches didn't go up. They said, we want nothing to do with you. And, of course, from that point on, they were declared heretics. And it wasn't, I forget which one of the next, I want to say, I think it was 2 councils later, they had it where they adopted infant baptism in it. And of course now that's where those who were refusing to come up, who had been declared to be heretics, now started being called Anabaptists. That's us. All right, I'm going to stop there for this morning. Lord willing, we'll continue with that next week. Anybody have any questions for me? Anything that you'd like me to repeat for you? Any comments to make? All right, we'll stop there.